All right, Fez, there's a list of the cheesiest movie lines of all time that's been put out. I don't have on this paper who put the list out, but apparently they've come up with the all-time cheesiest lines. Now, sometimes there's some movies that are just cheesy all the way through, and then other times it's a situation where it'll be like a regular movie, and then a cheesy line just comes out of nowhere.
Right, yeah.
But it always stops you dead when you're watching a film, particularly like when the movie first comes out, and people will be there, and if there's a romantic line, and it's so cheesy, and it just kind of clunks there, and everyone starts to laugh. My all-time one that always gets to me, and I'll still use it to this day, is Pay It Forward, from the movie Pay It Forward. But when the little kid was dying, and instead of like caring about his life, just keep paying it forward, that got to me in a big, big way.
And that's very, very cheesy. For me, it's actually from one of my favorite movies, Rudy, when Ned Beatty walks into the Notre Dame Stadium in South Bend, and all of a sudden gets overly emotional. This is the finest sight my eyes have ever seen.
First of all, he wasn't Irish until that moment. I mean, he was an American-Irish guy, but he wasn't from Ireland. There was no reason for... No Irish guy in Chicago who grows up there has an Irish brogue suddenly and got it there.
And then his other son has to, like, get him around the shoulders and say, come on, Pop.
Hey, Drew, you're on Run and Fez.
Yo, buddies, what's going on? You got a show going, all right? Yo, how about this one from Teen Wolf? Right after Styles redoes the bread truck into the Wolfmobile, Michael J. Fox goes, yo, Styles, these waves are mine when they're about to go car surfing.
Yeah, any kind of deal like... Well, first of all, any like true surfing movie, they'll always have that whole soul surfing line that they lay on you. And of course, they'll always get cheesy, sometimes even without the line, but with guys looking at each other like we've all accomplished something together. Here's Elizabeth. Elizabeth, you're on Run of Fez.
Hi, how you doing?
Good, darling.
In the movie Dirty Dancing, there was a part when all the dirty dancers came in at the end, and Patrick Swayze went over to get the girl, and he says, nobody puts baby in a corner.
Yeah, great line for that film. I'll do it every time I'm at a wedding and I ask somebody to dance. I always do it. Like, I'll do it to the woman's husband. I'll grab her arm and always say, no one puts baby in the corner. And no one gets it but me. That actually was the number 2 cheesiest line all time from the BBC.
Wow.
All right, thank you very much. Here's John. John, you're on Run of Fez.
Yes, one of the all-time cheesy lines is in the Ronald Reagan movie where he says, wakes up and says, where's the rest of me?
He actually even named his biography that, where's the rest of me? He was missing his legs. Very cheesy. Here's the problem with lists nowadays. They have no sense of history, and they only remember stuff like within the last 20 years. Ruben, you're on Run of Fez.
Hey, buddies.
What you got, Rube?
It has to be Jerry Maguire. You had me at hello.
You had me at hello. That definitely had to make it on here. That came in at number 9. And that kind of annoyed me because it almost disregarded all this whole stupid stuff that he was saying all that time. But people repeat that line all the time. Look, here comes Benicio.
Yeah, from the movie Cobra, when he's hunting the guy, he doesn't like him because he don't like bad shots. And it was the cheesiest line in the world.
Now, here's what I was wondering about this, though. Shouldn't the whole cheesy thing almost be more romantic than a bad action line?
Yeah, to me, that's more of just like almost like a bad pun. Like any of the Arnold line.
Right, I agree. No, here's where I see cheesy. It's supposed to tug at your heart. And I'll tell you where you'll get a lot of these. In the really old propaganda films where they'll go, come on, boys, we're all Americans here, and we're fighting for that gal back at home, or Pops who's running the soda shop. And you know what I mean? You'll try to tug at somebody's heartstrings.
There's a new movie coming out, Order of the Phoenix, where these guys get plane crashed into the desert and they have to build a plane to get themselves out of it.
Yeah.
And it starts out with the scene you see in every plane crash movie. They're on the flight, they're headed home, everything's great, and a guy shows another guy a picture of his gal.
Yeah.
She's my world. She's everything to me. Boom!
That's the guy who's going to die. They even did that in a Platoon. I'll be going home to her soon. And right away you go, no, you're not. You're not going back to your fat girl. Hey, Bear, you're on Running Fez.
Hey, guys, calling you from Tampa, Florida.
Yeah.
How you guys doing?
What do you got for us tonight, Bear?
All right, officer and a gentleman. When the drill sergeant was telling him, why don't you quit mayonnaise? And he goes, I got nowhere else to go.
I got nowhere else to go. Yeah, that's a little more cheesy because at that point he breaks and we know he's going to be a good person. Here is Sarah, you're on Running Fez.
Hi, guys. Yeah. I'm thinking of the line from Notting Hill where Julia Roberts looks at Hugh Grant and she's like, I'm just a girl looking at a boy, asking him to love me.
All right, here's my problem with that, too, and that did make it, of course. My problem with that is they're not girls and boys. They were two adults. And I hate when people go past calling themselves boys and girls long where they should.
I hate that one. That one should have been number one.
You hate that line?
Yes.
It was very funny movie and not knowing where they were going, though. You just, to watch these two major movie stars just trying really hard to make a movie out of nothing, it just came off so desperate. Hey, Chris, you're on Running Fez.
What's up, buddies?
Yeah, buddy.
How about Top Gun? Most crucial part of the movie. I'm loving it. And then he says, you could be my wingman any day.
Yeah, that was the homoerotic cheese line.
I think that movie had the most homoerotic moments of all movies.
It really was. Now, who directed that? Was I can't think of it right now, but a guy that I never saw be too homoerotic in other films, and yet in that one, he's really crazy with it. Rob, you're on Running Fez.
Hey, how's it going, guys?
Yeah.
Varsity Blues, Mr. Dawson's Creek himself, James Vanderbeek, goes to his dad. I don't want your life.
I don't want your life. I don't know if that was cheesy or just plain bad. Here's Barry. Barry, you're on the Run of Fez show.
Hi, Jason?
If you're Jason, you talk.
Yeah, Tony Scott directed Top Gun, by the way.
Thank you very much, my friend.
Yeah, those Brittany Murphy commercials for Don't Say a Word. I'll never tell.
You know what? Those things freaked me. That one freaked me. And then also, that was another film that I saw my apartment window in, and it just kind of freaked me out. Here's Matt. Matt, you're on Run of Fez.
Hey, guys. It's when Nicolas Cage was in Con Air, and the fat cop that was on the plane took the picture of his daughter, and then they overtake the plane. Nick says, I told you I'd be getting this picture back at the end of the flight.
Yeah, that's true. Anytime, like, I'm going back into the fire for the picture. James, you're on Run of Fez.
Hey, guys, what's up?
Hey, buddy.
How about Ralph Macchio from Outsiders? Stay gold, pony boy.
Stay gold, pony boy. Stay gold.
Now we're talking pure cheese. That was perfect. And I'm going to tell you right now, there's not a human being in this country that could hear that song without starting to cry. Here's Greg. Greg, you're on Run of Fez.
There wasn't a dry eye when that mayor said, I don't want that Kittner boy spilling out.
No.
And you know something else? I think that shark was gay.
Dobie, you're on Run of Fez.
Hey, guys, definitely I'm the king of the world in Titanic.
I am the king of the world, number one of all time. No doubt about it. And off they go. Off they go with that one, Fez. Here is Curtis, you're on Run of Fez.
Yeah, guys, hey, how about when Goose and Maverick and Top Gun are walking across the aircraft carrier flight deck, getting ready to take off, and they do the high five, and they say, I feel the need for speed.
Actually, just bad lines, not exactly cheesy, though, but really bad. Bad dialogue all the way through. And then let's go play a very sweaty, attractive game together. We're all playing volleyball. And then just pose down. Bernie, you're on Run of Fez.
Hey, Run of Fez, how you doing?
Good.
Love never means saying you're sorry from The Love Story.
Love means never having to say you're sorry would have been the all-time number one. No doubt about it. Doesn't make the top 10 because the BBC has no time to look into the history of film. Here's Barry, you're on Run of Fez.
John Wayne at the end of the Green Berets grabbing the hand of the little Vietnamese kid saying, "Son, you're what we're all about."
Thank you very much. Dan, you're on the air.
Hey, how's it going, guys?
Cool.
What about As Good as It Gets? Jack Nicholson saying to Helen Hunt, "You make me want to be a better man."
Thank you. There's a cheesy line.
Super cheesy.
That one belongs in there.
If Helen Hunt's running around, there's probably going to be some cheese involved.
Here is Matt. Matt, you're on the air.
Yeah, on the Karate Kid, when Daniel's fighting the Cobra Kai in the tournament, and Elizabeth Shue goes, "Daniel, you're the best," and then it goes into the song of "You're the best."
All right, you know what? We were just watching this not too long ago at my house, and
Right.
my kids, didn't grow up in that time, so they're watching it just laughing, and they're going, why does she know every badass karate guy? Everyone who comes by, she knows the way they are, how they deal, and it seems like she's just gone from one karate guy to the next her whole life.
Whatever a karate groupie is called, a choppy or something.
Here is Chan, you're on Run of Fez.
Hey, fellas, how about from Singles with Scott Campbell towards the end when Kyra Sedgwick finally shows up and he says to her, "What took you so long?"
Yeah, we're always supposed to be touched by that kind of stuff. Any kind of I am your dad now will always do it for me, too. Here is Matt, you're on Run of Fez.
Yo. Hey, man, Schwarzenegger, Last Action Hero. He kills a guy with an ice cream cone. He goes, "Ice that one," to coin a phrase.
Yeah, that's not cheese. We've decided that's not cheese.
Yeah, it's like saying in The Running Man, Sub-Zero, now, Plane Zero.
I know.
That's a cheesy line.
All right, you know what? Here's what we need. We need a term for all that, though. And by the way, somebody came up with this. I thought it would be fun the other day. I think I saw it in Premiere Magazine, but I only read it real quick. But I think there's a new term called the Baxter or something like that. And that's the guy who's with the girl in the film that isn't right for her. And the hero is going to take that girl later. But he might be like a good guy, like Bill Pullman in... almost any film Bill Pullman ever does. But the one is Sleepless in Seattle, where at the end of the film, he's going to end up alone.
Yeah, not right for Meg.
Or Ducky, of course, is not going to get the girl. Even though these are perfect guys, there's nothing wrong with them. It's not like you've taken her away from the bad guy. You've taken her away from a really nice guy. Here's Jeff. Jeff, you're on Run of Fez.
Hey, how about Field of Dreams at the end where Kevin Costner goes, "Hey, Dad, how about a catch?"
Thank you very much. I never
All right.
really heard that line too well because I was crying so hard. He's having one last catch. Here's Jarrett. Jarrett, you're on Run of Fez.
Hey, how about Goodwill Hunting? I got to see about a girl.
Thank you very much. That's perfect. I won't be going. I got to see about a girl. And then we all know.
One that always comes to mind for me is Rocky III, when Sylvester Stallone won't train anymore. Rocky just quits running on the beach, and Talia Shire gets in his face, "What's wrong with you?" And then finally he says, "How did you get so tough?" "I live with a fighter."
Yeah, that's always nice.
And that was a very homoerotic moment before that, or after that, when they're running on the beach and they run into the ocean together, and Apollo Creed has the really short shirt on.
And they're just hugging and splashing.
Yeah. Apollo Creed wore everything short. Go back and even watch the first Rocky and look how tiny his trunks were. They were Hooters shorts that he was wearing. He basically had a Speedo on. Everything from the 70s was such tiny little shorts. I don't know what men were thinking then. Mike, you're on Run of Fez.
Yeah, you ever see What Women Want when she's chasing Mel Gibson down the steps and goes, "Is that it?" And he goes, "Well, I don't want that to be it. I don't want that to be it at all."
I never made it through that film.
I couldn't make it through that commercial. It used to drive me nuts.
Yeah.
He's mind reading her, but yet she's reacting to her thoughts physically.
Sean, you're on Run of Fez.
Color Purple.
You show is ugly.
Well, there was one of the Color Purple, but it wasn't You Show Is Ugly. And that is, I never walk past the Color Purple without thanking God. That's a cheesy line that somehow was passing for poetry back then. Here's Tom, you're on Run of Fez.
Wizard of Oz.
Yeah.
Toto. I don't think we're in Kansas anymore.
I would go more towards the end of the film where if ever you're away, then you know the home is no farther than your own backyard. All right? She learns after this great adventure, never get out of your own backyard because that's everything. I'm like, what? John, you're on Run of Fez.
Yeah, what about the scene in Last of the Mohicans when he's in the waterfall and he says to his woman, I will come for you?
I never made it through Last of the Mohicans.
Didn't see it.
Speaking of, I seen, and this was full of cheesy lines, it was the Last Samurai. I finally got to see that. It's on cable now. And that thing basically is Dancing with Wolves in Japan. Everything is exactly the same as Dancing with Wolves, but instead of Indians, they're all Japanese samurais.
Dances with Wolves is one of the times I thought I was going crazy because everyone was loving this movie.
Oscar winner, beat Goodfellas.
Yeah, and I hated it. I saw it the week of Oscar, so I could say I saw it and hated it.
Joey, you're on Run of Fez.
Okay, Sonny Corleone goes to his sister's house and sees how badly she's beat up, and he goes, and then bites his knuckle.
No, that's a great scene. First of all, I don't want any blasphemy about the Virgin Mary or about the Godfather. That's two things I hold very close to myself. Don, you're on Run of Fez.
Hey, Don.
Yeah, I just wanted all those people who don't believe in Christmas that life is just a box of chocolates.
Now, that was probably my Dances with Wolves, where I watched the movie about a retard, and for some reason, people acted like it was better than Pulp Fiction. And not even a believable retard. Like Sean Penn, when he plays a retard, the guy's retarded. Forrest Gump, what the hell was he? He wasn't really retarded. He wasn't stupid. He wasn't anything. Here's Jim. Jim, you're on Run of Fez.
Hey, Say Anything with John Cusack when he's in the parking lot at the Circle K talking to the guys about his girl, and they were telling him what to do. And he tells them, he says, if you know so much about women, what are you guys doing in the parking lot of a Circle K? And they go, by choice.
By choice, yeah, then they all agree. That, of course, the cheesy thing there wasn't so much a line, but the song and standing there with the two speakers over his head. Just showing it. That's the way people show love. Two speakers over their head. Here's Fred. Fred, you're on Run of Fez.
Hi, guys. Remember in Short Circuit when Ali Sheedy's in the bathtub and the robot busts through the window, shatters it? She says, you're crazy.
Thanks. All right, we got to take a break.
Yep, break time.
Whipping through this show tonight. We are Ron of Fez. Yeah, buddy, this is Ron of Fez show. 866-RON-0-FEZ. 866-RON-0-FEZ. Our buddy Solera sitting in with us. First time in like, what, a year since you've been back in here?
Maybe more.
Yeah, because we were at the other studio before.
I think it was even before Thanksgiving of last year. Maybe, wow, yeah, maybe 18 months or so.
Wow, that's insane.
I say not long enough, apparently.
Needed to be longer. Now, you can back me up on this, Solera. During the break, I said, anything you guys want to talk about? And Fez says, what about my urine collection?
He did. I didn't understand it. I didn't mention anything. So,
and I didn't say another word, so I just looked at you like, see what I go through? I want to do that thing where I can just look at people going,
This is what you live with?
Help me. He used to be somewhat normal when you met him, right, Fez? Was he always a little different?
Yeah, no, but everyone's always a little different. He was a character.
Right.
I never imagined that one day he would have a urine collection, but, you know.
Me neither, but you got a dream.
Is it from all around the world? Where do you get these samples from?
Speaking of an odd thing that Fez was doing yesterday after the show in the office, I watched him work for 20 minutes on the computer. I was like, what? He's really intense. He was changing his computer wallpaper to Johnny Weir. It was crazy.
Why did I ever say I saw that fucking show on Sundance?
Well, we all watch it now, but still.
I should have kept my mouth shut.
To change your computer wallpaper and
Are you going to buy a poster and put it up over your bed?
Have to see what's available. We'll see how he meddles.
I don't think he's even supposed to. He was only like ranked 9th or... depending on who you look at, it's 9th or 13th. And only the top 3 medal. All right, so do you have Johnny Weir's urine?
No, I just have my own urine. We had talked about this at the beginning of the week, where I was going to keep collecting my urine just to see how much is there. It's becoming more and more fascinating to me. I had no idea I was urinating this much. And now it's like when I fill up another bottle, it's like this crazy accomplishment of, wow, that's another full bottle that came out of me.
You're getting a good feeling about it.
Yeah, it's like, you know what, I was supposed to bring it in like next Thursday. First of all, I don't know how I could get it all in here already because I'm doing over a gallon a day at this point.
I did not know that a human being pissed a gallon a day. I mean, I guess you're going to think 6, 7, 8 pisses over the course of a day. Yeah, I guess that should be a gallon. But it seems like a lot.
Yesterday, I mean, the first day, a little over a gallon. Second day, right about a gallon. And last night, it was a gallon and a quart.
Where are you drinking? Where are you keeping the urine?
I'm keeping it, so far, in the bathroom, kind of lined up on a shelf. The bottles all lined up one after another on a shelf.
Nice. Like a Pottery Barn display?
Basically, yeah.
Are they all the same color or are they different colors?
No, yesterday was a little lighter than the previous days.
You know why?
Why?
I think you're drinking more water to collect more.
Yeah.
Because you like being a winner. You like being a good boy winner.
And also, I need the bottles. I mean, I had bottles because I recycle, but it's like, I got to go buy a bottle, like a gallon jug, dump the water out of it so I can start using it or I won't be able to go.
Good idea. So you might even keep this going for a while.
I might keep this going because I'm just fascinated by it.
So you're just going to hoard gallons of your urine in your house. You know how insane that is, right? Like somebody's going to walk in one day and see it.
It started with his toenails, that he keeps bags of his toenails for, 3 years?
Yeah, at least.
And now that you're doing your urine, you're happy with it.
Yeah, it's some weird form of, hey, another bottle done.
What you could do is once a month take a bath in it.
I would have enough. I would have more than enough.
Actually,
Go ahead.
Aunt once, my niece, not little cousin once got lice, and my aunt decided that the way to get rid of lice was to wash her hair with her own urine. So the idea of you bathing in it, I don't know why she thought this would kill them, but the poor little girl was forced to pee in like a container and then have her hair washed with it.
Now, did it work?
I didn't even follow up on it. All I knew was that she was screaming and crying at 4 years old in a tub because her mother was pouring urine on her head. I don't know if it worked or not.
If it worked, I'm already on my way to Fezz Watley's lice remedy.
Yes.
It's already bottled, ready to go out.
Millionaire idea.
Now, does the pee thing turn you on sexually at all? Does how some people are into the pee games?
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
No, I think Pat's into that.
What does he want?
He wants me to pee on him, but every time I try, I can't.
You get pee shy?
Yeah.
Or do you just miss?
Now, does he want it to happen in the tub, or?
Oh, yeah, I gotta do the laundry. There's no way I'm gonna pee on my mattress. They cost money. That's not gonna happen.
So he goes, let me lay in the tub and then you pee on me.
Yeah, but we've tried it like twice, tops.
Yeah.
Never happened.
Well, if he's really that into it, I could try to swing by later and just give him a quick one. I don't get pee shy about stuff. Hicks, the pee stuff work for you at all?
I'll watch people pee. Watching a girl pee, I kind of like, but I don't want to get peed on or piss on anyone. But I'll watch.
You don't want
them
it
pee.
to touch you?
No, I don't want.
But you do get turned on by watching her?
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, I kind of like that.
All right, and I'll open it up to people. 866-RUN-0-FEZ. What about you, Dave?
No.
Not a pee guy.
I always associate urine with my own shame because I went to bed till I was like 16.
I see.
So urine is really my enemy in this world.
All right, now you
You're
trying to make friends with
your
it.
apartment is going to be kryptonite to him. So.
You're going to be totally safe in your lair from him.
Oh, I'd prefer if I had an outhouse like it was the old days.
Here's the thing, though, for me. Dave laying in his own piss, crying, kind of turned me on a little bit. When I just thought of 16-year-old Dave not being able to control his bladder and crying, I kind of like that idea.
With the awful remedy that my mom had of safety pinning towels onto my bed. The piss would go through the towels, but as I slept, I would kick up the safety pins, and so I would be bloody by the time morning came around.
It's a towel. It's not like a ShamWow or something where it's actually going to catch the moisture.
She didn't get it.
My sister peed the bed till she was like 11, and then my mother's. We had to replace the match, and then we shared a bed.
Right.
So, Finally, my mother bought 2 twin beds, and my sisters kept the plastic wrap it comes in on it. So she had to sleep on crunchy-ass plastic wrap for a good 2 years before my mother was convinced she wasn't going to do it again.
I remember a party when I was younger, and 2 of my buddies crashed in the same bed, and one of them pissed on the other one during the night, and then tried to sell it as somebody pissed on us. And was saying, hey, was anybody else in the house last night? Because someone pissed on us. I go, you fucking drunk. This story is just an embarrassment.
We're in this together.
Yeah.
I had someone pass out in my living room one night, and everybody dragged him to the bed. This was 8 years ago or so ago.
Party days.
So I go to sleep. He's on my bed. I'm sleeping on my bed. I wake up in the morning, cold and wet. He had urinated on me and the bed, walked out of my apartment, left the door wide open. I lived in the projects. So he left me in my apartment with the door wide open with piss on me. And I think I may have spoken to him 6 months after, never discussed it.
Never brought it up, neither one of you?
Neither one of us brought it up.
You're good that way. You are good about putting things under the carpet.
I'm not going to make him feel uncomfortable.
See, that's the perfect girl. Hey, I'm not going to bring it up. He did something. Something horrible happened. Let's keep it quiet.
We weren't even dating. This was just someone who passed out in my house. It wasn't even my boyfriend.
Sure. Well, but still, that person would have to spend his life as a slave to me. Because I would just bring it up. You want everybody to know that you pissed all over me and then left? Because I'd love to put it out there.
As a kid, sleepovers were like the most pressurized moment for me because
I can't imagine.
Yeah, because I would have my this thick sleeping bag, but then my mom would continue the safety pinned towel in the sleeping bag, which wouldn't work, and so I pissed on my friend. I would soak through the sleeping bag onto my friend's couch. So I would wake up and spill.
They do a thing in the hospital where they'll put like a piss condom on you, right?
Yeah.
Why don't they do that for kids?
They should.
It would be the most comfortable thing in the world. Wake up in the morning, fucking tie it off, chuck it out your window, and go off to school without a problem in the world.
How about the kids get up and go to the bathroom?
You can't. You can't. That's the point. If I could wake up, I would have.
I had the exact
before we get into this, isn't it the craziest thing in the world that we do wake up to piss? I mean, just think of how many things while you're sleeping you don't control. If I could control my dreams, I'd be the happiest motherfucker in the world. But I can't control my thoughts while I'm sleeping, but I can control my bladder. It's nuts. Go ahead, Fezzy.
The sleepover, I had the exact opposite problem. Because I
used to blow kids.
No, that's not the opposite.
I thought it was.
I would never use someone else's bathroom. So a sleepover was a nightmare because you get there like, 6 or 7 the night before?
If he came to your house for a party, he would not be able to use your bathroom. Now, Sunday, he came to my house for Super Bowl Sunday, and that was the first time you've used my bathroom in years.
Yeah.
And I was cracking up because I'm like, he must really have to go. And then, of course, you were eating and drinking a lot. And then you wasn't that comfortable and it wasn't any problem for you?
Well,
you were able to do it?
Not really, because someone stood outside your bathroom door saying, hey, can you keep it down? We're trying to hear the game over your pissing. So, yeah, and as soon as I heard the voice, the cold chill went down the spine and just slammed the bladder shut immediately. In mid-piss, so I had to really just stick around in there for a while so I could get it going again.
You know, the weird thing is, you have huge shame for some reason. Mm-hmm. Dave has a lot of shame, but he fetishizes his, and yours is just, you block it.
Right, yeah.
You should do what Dave does and enjoy it.
Yeah, you could do it like that, you know.
You're like a pain junkie now, right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that was what the tattoos were for and stuff like that. Sure. And I don't mind getting hit, you know, and all that kind of nonsense. I mean,
spit on.
There's a spit on for sure. Spit on, slapped in the face.
That was really excited.
Yeah,
sure.
Fuck yeah.
That's a good one. Slapped in the face. Here's the thing, though. In the face, not on the side of the head with the ears where you cause ringing.
Ear popping, yeah.
Yeah, because I've had that during intercourse, and that's not... I literally have to do like a standing 8. I'm like... What just happened?
Ear pop is, and I don't know why it's not used in fights more, but just an open hand on the ear can fuck up your equilibrium.
Exactly. It's the smartest move to do because you literally can't balance.
Who was the old L.A. Ram? Deacon Jones.
Deacon Jones.
They had to outlaw the ear pop because he would come up, pop the guy's helmets, and just about put him in a coma.
The dreaded
So finally,
head slap.
They actually had to have a rule like, I don't understand this, but you can't slap somebody in the ear hole.
And no wonder those guys are concussed now.
Yeah.
They were
All
used to
'cause
get
of Deacon
punched in the
Jones.
head, right.
Just because he couldn't play fair.
The guy who they say would have the most sacks of all time if they kept that stat back when he was playing.
Fezzy, you think now you want to keep your urine, you're keeping your toenails. Do you not keep your hair? Because I feel really weird about your hair being just lost.
Really?
I'm wondering how much hair.
I know I need a haircut, but
you're extending the not wanting to use other people's bathrooms to not even wanting to use your own. Like, you don't ever want to flush the toilet.
You know, here's the thing. So he's explaining the other day that he's peeing in like a bottle like this. And I go, I don't think that's good for you. But somebody wrote back that you can actually get infections from blowback into the piss hole.
yeah, like if I'm completely covering the opening, you know, make it so that nothing can squirt out by making a seal there, an air seal, that I'm running a risk for infections.
So you decided to switch that up, right?
Yeah, so I went and got like a bunch of different size funnels just to see what works.
That's a great idea. Go and get some piss funnels.
Yeah.
Let's go to the
and you have to ask for those. They're not the easiest things
Yeah,
to
you want a
find.
piss funnel?
Yeah, do you have piss funnels?
Why can't you use a regular funnel? What's the difference?
Well, because they're like the kitchen funnels where they're different sizes for
You
different
know what
bottles.
you should do? Go to the hospital and find one of the carts and just swipe all the little handheld jug things that they
take
have.
it from sick people.
Oh, my mother shows up at a hospital with shopping bags.
Oh, my
Every
God.
time we have a baby, she just shows up and swipes everything from the carts and brings it home.
Now
just get the piss jars.
Now, when I was in a hospital with the heart attacks, those were the hardest things to use. Well, I had trouble with the exterior condom. That
Yeah,
was
those are
really
the worst.
bad. And then those piss bottles, they had to measure it before they would release me.
I just want to see something. There is an interior condom? Because that's the most frightening thing I've ever heard of.
Oh, I meant catheter. Exterior catheter is what I meant. So
it is an interior condom, so to speak, technically.
Well,
but I think now, maybe after this experiment, those bottles wouldn't be so bad to try to use.
And they're handy.
And they measure more accurately.
so you like the idea of measuring?
Yeah.
I'm waiting for the day that you only come up with a half gallon. I'm wondering how that makes you feel about yourself.
Right, where it's...
So you got prouder when you won a gallon in a quart.
Yeah, so I've kind of built up day by day here, and I'm like, it's kind of like I'm trying to set a personal best each day.
Sure, you should.
I had a neighbor who used to piss in jars and then throw them at our door. Just, I hope you
He was
don't
a
become that
popular
guy.
family.
He was a weirdo. He would piss and shit in jars and then throw them at our door until we caught him finally. But based on this, I think I know how he started. He just wanted to see how much he could make, and we must have pissed him off one day.
Solera makes me realize how much I miss from my dad having a job. It's just really, there's so many experiences I didn't get to have.
And you're not going to get them now.
No, I hope not. Fuck no. Oh, geez, would that be depressing? Once you have and then you have not, that's what I call Davy McDonald time.
Oh,
I
come
grew
on.
up in this gigantic hotel.
Sweet. Now there's lots of you-know-whats nearby. I have
Sane.
I know this was this might have been brought up or touched on earlier, but why isn't Fez keeping his feces in the Tupperware? I mean, seriously.
That's dirty.
The urine is not, well, urine is actually clean.
Yeah,
supposedly,
yeah.
So.
I would think feces is something you'd be
You
proud
can
of.
drink your own is the run of the thing.
And it's good for acne. And I said this before on the show, I think, but they say if you piss in a towel and put it on your face, it would clear up pimples. I used to do it in high school.
What you do, and you piss in your towel, wipe it on your face, you make your buddies laugh. That's a fucking urban myth that you tell the dumb kid.
Oh, because I was doing it in the privacy of my own home.
Right. And you ate your own cum, so who's to say with you?
Yeah.
How many people haven't, though? Every guy I know has a story about doing that.
Again, what I missed out from my dad having a job. It's just amazing, the group of people I did not get to meet. Dave went a little further with his own dads, according to him.
Yeah, I was sick at home. My parents had banged in a bed. My dad had kind of like shot a load, but then I was sick, and my mom said, "Why don't you,
lick your dad's cum?"
No, whenever
Home remedies are best.
Whenever I was sick, my mom would say, "Go into our bed, watch TV," because they have a nice big bed and nice television. And I looked over, and there was still some jizz on his pillow, so I put my finger in it and ate a little bit.
Why would your mom send you into a jizz-covered bed?
She didn't know that it was still there.
But you think it was pudding? Like, why would you eat?
No, I knew it was my
dad.
dad.
It was not.
I knew it was my dad's cum, but I had gotten.
You'd know it anywhere.
I was like, I forget how old I was, but I had received a blowjob.
30?
No, I was not 30. And a girl said that my jizz tasted terribly, so I wanted to see if it was genetic.
Wait, your mom was still letting you, when you were sick, go sleep in their beds, and you had already gotten a blowjob?
I was like 19 or whatever.
What was so special about her bed?
It was just very comforting. There was a very big bed. It's on the second floor in the house, so it overlooks the lake, and big television.
Overlooks the lake.
Wow.
Giant.
I don't know what I'm doing.
Now I live across the street from a liquor store and a Dunkin' Donuts.
It's very convenient.
Yeah.
It overlooks the jellies.
That's my view.
I'm going to go out for a Boston cream and a shot.
Oh, yeah, I am. Fridays, baby.
Remember when you used to do the gimmick when you lived in Brooklyn, act like you were taking the dog for a walk?
Yeah, that was awesome. Those were the days. The suburban shit is, you just can't do that
You can't live a
anymore.
life out there.
No, you went way too suburban, though, because where we live, we have a local bar, we have,
You can't go for a walk with a dog, though, even where you live.
What are you talking
with
about?
With a dog in the shot?
There's a park right down the street.
I know where you live. You live in a nice neighborhood. I couldn't expect that. Brooklyn, it was like a free-for-all over there.
I wouldn't go to Brooklyn. Every time I go to Brooklyn, I expect to die. I hate Brooklyn. It's awful. And everyone talks about how wonderful it is. It's having this renaissance. It's just annoying. Because you walk one block over and you're like in projects and people kill you. And there's, the highways don't run through it, so you have to go local. Every time I'm going through there, I lock my windows.
There's just a couple neighborhoods that the kids live in that they've kind of made cooler because they can't afford Manhattan.
Yeah,
but people that can afford Manhattan aren't going to move there.
Yeah, our street was literally on the cusp of that type of, cool Brooklyn and really scary fucking Brooklyn.
And how's that different than your neighborhood down in New Jersey?
It's 100%. And how, like, Astoria, all the places I lived as an adult.
It's always the cusp.
Living on the line. Living on the tracks.
The eternal outsider looking in.
He's always saying.
Even now, you're in that room looking in. I'm almost there.
I couldn't be a part of the Socias or the Greasers. They're like, I'm just a part of the Daves.
You'd be a grocery.
He's saying to realtors all the time, what do you have on the cusp? I'm looking for a nice 3-bedroom right on the cusp of something nice.
Something that's kind of scary, but not like, I'm going to get raped scary.
Just push down and have my wallet taken from me.
Where I can just look out and feel bad about myself across the street.
Yeah, that was weird.
I like the view from your back door, though. It's nice.
Is that so?
No, I would never want to see that. I'm saying to the patio.
Oh, you have.
Today's the day.
I have
Today
not.
it is.
No.
Let's go. Let's get liquored up.
Dave McDonald sharing his cusp life with us. It is the Ron and Fez show, by the way, unmasked. Tickets now available. Go to 202 Friends Twitter. Fezzy, we are going to be doing an unmasked with
Mr. Tom Green.
Don't interrupt me. Tom Green, the great Tom Green, fantastic groundbreaker. And he's going to sit down for an hour and tell us about being mean to his parents in Canada. And then I also, Sunday night on 202 Friends, we're going to give away. I want you to pick out a couple of good prizes, Fezzy.
Okay.
So during the next break, you can bring it up to us. A couple of good prizes of stuff that we can get away for Valentine's Day trivia. Because I don't know whether you watch the NBC shows, but the theme thing was being alone at Valentine's is apparently a big deal now. I don't think it used to be like, I don't have a date for Valentine's. But they've turned this into the way they ruined New Year's Eve, where you have to have somebody to kiss on New Year's Eve or else your life is a fucking disaster. They've now done this at Valentine's.
So stupid. I don't care about Valentine's Day. Pat and I have never exchanged gifts or a card on Valentine's Day.
I'm not sure anyone in a real relationship ever has.
Okay.
I think it's the fake relationship people.
Oh, the commercials and TV.
Yeah, the hacks that are on the radio and TV telling you need to get this to show, and then send it to her at work so the other people, and all the shows fucking deal with this. Dave, would it bother you if you weren't with somebody at Valentine's?
Not at all. Not in the slightest. I wish that Valentine's didn't exist because I do feel pressure as a married guy to come up with some kind of gift that's going to mesmerize my wife, and I never pulled off.
How about make the bed? You know, like...
Now, do women really like that kind of stuff, or is that just a lie?
Let me
How
tell
about
you,
not just pissing it?
There is nothing that makes me happier than coming home and my bed is made. I want to fuck Pat immediately. If he makes the bed, I'm so thrilled with that.
You know who would be perfect for you is if you start dating a maid. And just go to any Holiday Inn, meet an Ecuadorian, and take her home. You're like, I'm in the best relationship ever. She's sweeping under everything.
Mrs. Doubtfire must be like a porno for her.
Well, yeah, I mean, I think women would really be happy dating those kind of women.
Or Mr. Mom at the end when he made his big turnaround. But he got really sexy, Michael Keaton.
But I think that when guys are really the clean freaks, they're gay. I don't think straight guys are clean freaks.
There are some straight guys who just like to be neat. That doesn't mean that they're gay. That's a stereotype.
No,
you know?
they're gay.
There's a lot of gay slobs. You know.
I don't know.
There's a lot of gays that even collect their own urine.
Yeah.
So who's to say?
There's always like spills in my house that I didn't even know were there, like milk spills, soda. You know,
you're just hoping somebody else gets them.
Sometimes
Someone will wipe that up.
Other times I don't even see them happening.
I'll decide. A lot of times you don't see them happening because you did it, and then you just walk away and act like it's a surprise.
He's drunk.
On today, but like on Tuesday, I'm not.
On today.
Yes. On today. My favorite Pat'll tell me, like, when he's doing stuff, there are things that he just won't do, that he just doesn't like doing, like putting away the pots, because they're heavier and you got to bend down and find out how to get, it's almost like a big jigsaw puzzle, how to get them to fit in the cabinet.
Yeah, it's brain surgery.
So his big thing is, oh, well, I don't know how you put them away. I'm like, what do you think? How do I have this specific order, how they have to be. I open the back window, throw them out the back window. I don't care as long as they're not on the counter waiting to be put away.
There's a great thing that men pull off that, well, you're better than that to me. And every man knows how to get to. You're the one who knows how the toaster works, honey. I know the bread goes in there somewhere, but I don't know where.
You're just shoving it in sideways. I don't know how to do this.
How are you able to pack the garbage down like that and then carry it out to the driveway where the bin is? It's amazing.
What is something for you that you could do, but you let your chick do?
I could absolutely change my children, but I do this whole sob story of, I'm too big, and I'm going to break my kid's arms, and then we're going to have an armless stand. Do you want that? I can't do it. I'm too clumsy. And then she's like, fine, just here, give me the sweater.
But does she know that you could do it?
I don't think listening to the show, she probably does now, but I think she genuinely thought I was scared to break his arms.
Well, I know. I think I'd be scared to have you change Stan's diaper, even without the big show. Not because I don't think you love your son and want to help him out, because you're awesome with them and you're a lot of fun, but you do play rough. Yeah. So that could be just, you're very, I mean, there's usually one point in the day he comes over to hang out, and Colin will love him to death for the first 2 hours, 3. Then there's that one point where he does something so over the top that Colin will go upstairs and not come down again.
Pulls his arm out of the socket.
That's my Jake Roberts DDT. And I'm like, let's go.
And
boom.
So, okay, changing the diapers, I guess.
See, this is very helpful to have Solaire here, because beautiful woman, hip woman, and also wise woman. Maybe teach some of these guys, because I think we go back and forth with some of the guys that are in long-term relationships and no longer do they take care of those relationships. The guys that will date very well and, oh, I can't wait to get this girl. And I've had this happen with so many of my friends that you will see them and they'll be like, I can't even fucking believe she likes me. This is great. We're doing things. We're getting out of the house. And within 2 years, they are telling me, oh, God, it's such a fucking pain in the ass. I don't even know if I'm doing this anymore. And I'm always wondering what happened in those 2 fucking years. And a big point, I think, is men stop trying to impress women.
Well, that's a big point. And the other part, women start becoming more demanding.
Women, so they don't give us who they really are up front either.
It's a combo. You change. I mean, the one thing people don't realize is you start, at 2 years, 3 years, you start growing. And your goals change. And, And then the other part is, there is a part of women that up front, they're like, oh, this is fun. Let's just be,
Right.
No strings, no attachments. We're not responsible. And it's cute for 2 years. And then at a certain point, they start getting bored too, and they want to know where this is going. It's just a natural progression.
So when they get into this, it's a no strings relationship. At first, they do mean it. It is not a lie from the beginning.
It's not a lie.
Because men tend to think, she trapped me with this gimmick of I don't have to do anything, but occasionally we'll date and have sex. This is great. But at a certain point, that changes.
Yeah, because everyone changes at a certain point. What you accept, even I think what ends up happening. You know how girls mature faster than boys when they're young. I think the same thing happens in relationships. Girls mature faster in a relationship than the guys, so they're a little bit further ahead. So you're with someone 2-3 years. Yeah, it's fun. But at the same time, you're thinking, where is this going? Why am I wasting my time? I'm going to, not that the guy isn't doing the same thing, but he's not changing his thoughts with her.
The interesting thing is a guy can be married for 10 years. And he can still be thinking, I don't know where this whole thing's going. I don't know if this is the right one for me. I think it is. I mean, we're still having fun, but I don't know if a guy ever 100% commits.
I don't know, like Pat and I are going to be together 8 years in April. And
that's gigantic.
Yeah, it's a long time. But I'm not going to say it's perfect. We have a lot of fun together, but there's a lot of, really stupid arguments that we'll have and like really serious arguments. And there's sometimes when I'm just like, the week before last, we had fun Thursday. I go to bed at midnight. I wake up. I call him the next day. I'm like, oh, you had fun last night? He's like, oh, whatever. I guess this is our life. Marriage is just boring. And I'm like,
wow. No. What did you do that you thought was really fun and you wanted to celebrate it with him? And he's like,
I was like, we had a few drinks. We had some laughs watching TV. Then I had to go to sleep because I wake up in the morning to go to work. And there wasn't an argument or anything. The next day, it was like such a letdown for him. We didn't have sex. This is a big problem. If we don't have sex at the end, he'll set up a goal.
It's a ruined night.
Yeah, well, I don't even know why I bother. Like, why do I even shower? Why do I even shower if we're not going to have sex?
See, let me take it back to the fun thing. Because the levels of fun, because when you're like 18, 19, when you have fun, you and 8 guys in a car going to Lauderdale, getting in fights, meeting strange women, staying drunk for a week, and then later in life to go, wasn't this fun? And you're going, well, I was comparing it back to this other occasion, so no. Sitting down, having drinks, watching Friends reruns, not the most fun I've ever had.
I mean, it's not over the top, but it's a nice, relaxing night. I mean, I can't, again, that comes to people changing. Maybe 8 years ago, I would have stayed up till 4 or 5 in the morning. But 8 years ago, my job didn't mean as much as it does to me now. Things have changed. So that's what it comes down to. I try to have fun, but I'm not the same person I was, and I think that's what ends up happening in a relationship. Guys, the argument with me and Pat is like, I'm thinking you're trying to capture a moment that has passed.
Right.
You can't. You have to figure out who you're going to be now, because guess what? You're not 23. I'm not 25. We have a 4-year-old. I mean, a lot of times I'm just going to be like, we can't have sex because he's going to come in. He goes, we'll lock the door. Yeah, that's, sexy to have sex and have a 4-year-old knocking at the door. Hey, guys, what are you doing? Hey.
It is kind of hot. I like that. I don't care what anybody says. I like to just yell out, something's happening to your mother. All right? Don't worry about it. Something awful is happening to your mother. Dave, can you relate with Alky's point of view, though?
Yeah.
Do you get where Alky's coming from? That maybe...
Well, the focal point goes from from us to the children.
Immediately.
Absolutely.
But only with the woman. The woman puts the focal point there. The man doesn't necessarily.
Right.
The man is like, it's all about the kids, but he doesn't ever really believe that.
No, the kids are just 2 more people living in his house.
Yeah.
Well, you and Casey still have a lot of fun together, but you had one kid right after the other, and it's awesome because I remember when you and Casey first started dating, Pat and I were like, "Wow, Casey figured out, how to deal with Dave like on a long-term basis." And like, I guess you just have to get as drunk as he does and, hang out.
Right.
But then as soon as you introduce Juliana instead, well, she had to decide, am I going to get as drunk as Daddy does on Fridays, or will I be the one who makes sure the house doesn't catch fire? And she had to decide that, so you have to struggle with that.
Dave had a very short honeymoon period where he was like, went from, this is crazy, I'm getting married, to now we're going to have a kid, too. He didn't get, a couple years to
2 months
to kind of to bore of running around.
Well,
I think that took him by surprise.
The good thing is everything will work out in the end, and then once they get 6, 7, they go to school, then everything kind of settles down, and you get back to having them. And at the end of it, they're all going to be gone, and then you get Casey all to yourself. I mean, I guess it's not as fun, because you're all going to be old. He's
going to be old and really aching, and
back to pissing the bed.
But you will go back to Florida. That'll be great. Like, yay, spring break.
I just think people set themselves up to. No one has the patience to get through that 2-year, 3-year bump, or kind of. Chicks have to have the patience to figure out, if I really like this guy, I'll wait till he's ready. And guys kind of abuse that sometimes and say, all right, well, she can wait 7 years, because it's usually the 2-year mark is a bad one, and 7 years. If you notice that relationships either last 2 years or 7 years, or forever. At 2,
yeah, there does seem, though, but I now know people who are getting divorced after ridiculous amounts of time.
I know.
I mean, crazy, like they've been together decades and they're like, nah. We decided not. Now that the kids are out of college, it just doesn't seem like...
Why bother?
What are you fucking doing, man? What are you thinking about? 866-RUN-0-FEZZ. 866-RUN-0-FEZZ. But see, here's the thing about Solera. And life will throw curveballs at Solera, but she seems to shake them off. I'm not saying you're going to hit one out of the park, but you'll stay in the game.
Well, yeah, I'm not a defeatist. And I think maybe that's I'm just like, all right, whatever, this is it. You could turn left and then get lost a bit and find it. I don't know. I refuse to pretend like everything's all bad all the time. Things happen. You just figure out how to deal with them. If they're good, awesome. If they're not, it's not that bad. You're still alive, and, other things you have going for yourself. So that's it.
Perfect name for you, Anti-Fezz. You're the exact opposite of Fezz Watley. He's at home, lying on a pile of money, covered in his own urine, and crying that life is awful. But when you hear some of this stuff, Fezz, I know at least at the moment, it makes sense to you.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, and it's like, I'm thinking the wrong way, and it's like, then I get home to my, urine bottle collection, and it all goes out of my head.
But you've accomplished this wonderful urine bottle collection. You have that.
It's not done yet.
Yeah. You have something to look forward to? You have cats and...
Oh, jeez. Oh, boy. Now I'm depressed.
Next.
But, see, I don't know whether... See, here's the thing. Let's just say Alki not having fun or whatever, right? About 8 years ago, we would go out, everybody be partying. Solera would be dancing on the bar. You look around at guys at the bar. Guys we know, guys we don't know. They're all fixated on the girl at the bar. Everybody wants her, right? Everybody's like, God, I want that girl in the bar. Alki got her, right? That's his thing. That's his achievement. But at a certain time as guys, I think we forget that.
Yeah, that's not...
I think we forget and it doesn't matter who you are. Brad Pitt's looking over at Angelina Jolie going, oh, Jesus Christ, again with the tattoos, you know what I mean? Her thick fucking lips, another African baby. You stop celebrating that thing. You stop pursuing who you caught.
Well, yeah, there's that, and there's also the issue with a lot of times, like, I would say most of the guys that we deal with, if you look at Dave with Casey, Mikey with his beautiful wife, even Franklin, with Jeannie, it's just, a lot of times the guy also gets sick of being told, you're so lucky you have her,
right.
And there becomes a point where they kind of say, well, I could get any, it's not like she's settling for me.
But it is true. Alki could never get another woman, and of course, and Mikey Boy definitely couldn't, and Franklin wants cock. To be, like, let's finally just say the truth.
Okay.
That has got to be a sexless marriage.
Sucking and fucking.
By the way, she was on TV last night, and, doing the sign language.
Oh, the interpretation?
Yeah, she was doing the interpretation.
She's so awesome. Like,
yeah, she is. On John Stossel's show, the problem was she wasn't invited, so they finally threw her out. They're like, you're distracting us.
Lady, could you put your hands down for 2 seconds?
But it really is funny. And so you think guys end up getting turned off by the fact with you're the lucky one. They don't want to hear that.
And I don't think it's true. I think, if you look at all the chicks, there's obviously something really amazing about the guys they're with that they would, not pursue another relationship if this guy is so lucky to have them. You kind of find the person that you're hanging, that's good for you.
See, this is wisdom.
Yeah.
She flips.
Because as much as I can go on and on about how Alki being drinking too much is annoying and everything else.
He does.
Oh, a little bit. But there's also those, until the day comes where I don't find it fun to have a great time. Like when I know that this is the person who's going to get everything I say and laugh the hardest at it and make me have fun, or that's I think what everyone wants, regardless of even in a best friend, not even in just a marriage.
But could he do anything that you would say, I'm leaving? Is there something that he could do that you would say, I'm not going to do this anymore?
I would assume something like criminal, like maybe, if he killed one of the kids. Obviously, if he hurt one of the children, I think that would be it. But that would...
So he's got to kill a kid before she leaves
and
him.
not like a kid. It would have to be my children.
Not the neighbor
not
kid.
Just some random kid. Because maybe that kid deserved killing.
Have we checked on them today?
I told you, if you're going to kill someone, out of the house.
Don't do mine.
I forgot the rules.
Just like Dexter, he has a code.
She's a dream. Our Solera is a dream. Dave, how far do you think you'd have to go before your chick would leave you?
If I had sex with another
one of the
broad.
kids. Oh, no. Okay. So you think that would do it?
Yeah.
For you? That would break. That would be the breakdown.
Yes.
There is a bigger chance that we find out Alki is a mass kid killer then you get another woman. Not just based on your looks, but that fucking half-ass rap that you've been dragging around, the stupid thing that you say to women.
I try my hardest with them. It got me a wife, didn't it?
It really did. I can't... You had a bullseye in your life. You definitely did.
I just made sure she was drinking when I said all my shit to her.
And Fezzi, I wish I could drag you into this conversation. You're still on the bench after all these years.
Yeah, I haven't, been close. Haven't gotten myself close. I've talked to a couple people. That is about it.
I think you're starting too late.
Yeah.
It's harder when you start, because you develop all these phobias that you really didn't have it when you were younger. The things you would do when you were like 14, 15, you have a lot of balls. Like, you just do shit.
Right.
Like,
I don't even know any better.
Yeah, I would do things. I remember at 15 going to Roxbury in Boston and a party in some project. Like, I was just coming down for the weekend. Just found myself in some stranger's, project apartment, walked out by myself, loaded in the middle of the night. So
just having fun with everything.
Yeah, but so the things you starting a little late. So you have to either be fearless or just, I don't know where it's going to go. If you're not fearless, you're not going to get many places.
You have a rejection thing, huh, Fez?
Oh, yeah. Like, if I get rejected, I feel it. Even, it doesn't even have to be somebody that I liked for a while or, tried to make small talk with. I mean, it's like if I talk to somebody, like at the piano bar, and get rejected, someone I don't even know, I feel that rejection really tough.
Yeah, you're feeling it like you would as a teenager.
The reason is because you're ugly. And everything is... it's not true.
That is not true.
I knew it. I knew I was ugly.
As kids, when we used to go down to Wildwood, you learn the numbers game. You're like, well, it's senior week. There's, a million fucking girls here. I'm just going to ask everyone to sleep with me. And like, girls would say... You'd say, you want to fuck? And they'd be like, get out of here, you're disgusting. And then finally some girl would just go, why would you say that? I just thought it would be a funny thing. You already figured out, like, she's like, what are you talking about? Why would you even say it? And you're like, all right, there's an opening here. I have gotten through. I have saved myself an immense amount of drinks that I'm going to buy. And probably found somebody that, fairly liberal way of looking at the world.
See, I just have that trouble with revving back up again to the next person.
You want to defend the fact that you can't do it. You work very hard to defend the fact that you can't get out there. And that's what it will eventually get us to stop talking to you, because you will.
Why don't you do one of those cruises, like a singles cruise?
He doesn't like to be out at water. He gets claustrophobic.
Or like
he can't leave.
one of those singles resorts.
Yeah, he doesn't like to have his shirt off.
Do you have the list of all the excuses he has for things? Okay. You could wear a scuba suit. They're full body covering.
The beauty of it is
they're clingy.
Because you're new at this, he will act interested in what you're saying, and you'll be like, you'll come over and say, hey, Fezz and I are going over a lot of deals. And I'll be like this, oh, are you? Good luck with it. Because I know what happens. And I've seen people jump into his life and burn out on it. They all will call me on the phone. Great news. I'm really feeling like Fezz, HTG be like, I've yelped so many great places for him. I go, have you? Great. Maybe he'll go to one.
I think if I were single, I'd probably be single for a long time, unless, like, if people didn't hit on me, I'd probably be alone. I don't have it in me. Not the rejection part. I'm just too lazy. I don't like people. I don't like, going out and making conversation at bars. It's odd.
I don't understand how the bar thing ever became the acceptable place to fucking meet in the first place. Because you're not going to be drunk all the time.
Yeah.
So what do you know about that? Oh, they drink and they dance. Well, how much does that take up of your regular life? Oh, he's a good dancer, and that's going to help out.
I think the bar thing happened because it's easier to do like the attempt.
Right.
If you're drunk, it's easier to
you can have a little bit more courage.
Yeah. Maybe join a book. I don't know what you like to do. Is there like a piss collecting club that you could join and maybe find fellow urine collectors?
Heard of yet, but I'm just really new at it.
Yeah, so you could be a novice. And someone could teach you the ways of the collection.
At least of storage, proper storage.
Maybe what you gotta do is rent a place with a fucking pool, empty it, and see if you can fill it up over the course of a summer. Just constantly pissing. And then the only time you put the tarp out is if it rains. Save the piss. Save the purity. You're checking, you got one of those little things, you're checking the purity of the piss factor. Somehow some chlorine got in here. Everyone pissed more.
This piss has been tainted.
Nobody go in the pool.
So you think it's probably since Fezz waited so long, he's already so set in his ways?
No, it's that now he has to run through what you ran through when you were 14, 15, right, where you went through the rejection or the first heartbreak, and you're doing it later, and it hurts more later because you have 20 years of all these other phobias building up.
Yeah, even before 14, I think, is when girls are really mean. Like when you're in like third grade and you're like, will you go out with me? And they're like, ew. And you're like, nothing's even fucking happening. I just want to say I'd go with you. Don't act like this isn't working out. We're not going to do a goddamn thing.
I remember when I was like a kid, but verging on a teenager, and I really wanted to ask this girl out, and they were watching MTV, and she's like, God, I hate Scott Whalen. He's so ugly with that red hair.
And you're right next to her?
I was like standing behind her.
It's like the little Happy Days kid?
With
just in your Jets jacket. What would you think?
On the cusp.
On the cusp.
Still on the cusp.
On the cusp, you poor fuck.
That girl was actually Nicole Atkins, for real.
Then where is she now?
She was on, last time I checked, The Tonight Show and Conan and all that shit.
Wow.
Letterman.
She wanted no part of you. But then when we saw her years later, she did see like she liked you a little bit.
She did seem like that. But maybe she was just shining it on for the radio show.
But she did seem like, oh, Dave was the best. He was always so much fun.
Well, but I mean, like, I had a crush on her, and she was like, hey, redheads are ugly. I'm like, oh, fuck. I dropped my little grape soda on the floor behind her.
I love redheads. I love redhead kids.
The kids are the best.
Oh, they're adorable.
And the adults.
I love Conan. I think Conan is sexy as hell.
Really?
Yeah. For some reason, I love it. I think it's great.
Now, Conan is back in the news because they're now saying replacing Simon Cowell, Conan O'Brien. The Fox people are checking in to see if he's interested.
That's odd.
Yeah, it is odd.
He doesn't know anything about music.
Ellen's the same way. What does she know?
She's awesome, though. Speaking of The Outsiders, she always dressed like she's an extra in that movie. I love her outfits. She's always dressed like Ralph Macchio. It's the best.
See, I used to like her when she would wear little suits. I think a girl in a suit is sexy, but that other, like, I'm going to act like I'm checking your oil. Come on, honey. At least do something. You know, a guy wouldn't be allowed to go on there dressed like she's dressed. You know, he couldn't dress down that far. Dave, you're a Conan fan. You think this would work for him?
No, not at all. It would totally diminish anything that he had. He's a funny guy. He doesn't need to be doing American Idol. You can't do your
What do you think,
skits.
Fezz?
I think it's a bad idea. I can't imagine he would want to do this.
I think it's this. It's just a work that Fox is occasionally going to throw out a name. John Madden. You know what I mean? Whatever. People go, what? John Madden? But it keeps us all talking about them and their stupid show.
That's probably true. Yeah.
I like to see it go down to one judge, Randy the dog, who has zero opinions. I don't know, man. I don't know.
Where'd everybody go?
Simon, what do you think?
What happened? He used to be on my lap.
Why does he sound like Jivey?
It's just aight. Just aight.
Oh.
It's just aight for me. I don't know. Something happened. He is going to be the senior judge. He will be the judge next year that should take the show. And I guarantee you, he ain't going to have shit to do. He'll just be, I don't know, something.
No.
Oh,
he
pitchy.
says no.
He loves
over and over.
pitchy and no and I don't know and a million, billion, gazillion percent. He really should figure out how percentages work.
And the
it's just 100 or not.
and you can sing the phone book.
Oh yeah.
So I don't know what's going to happen with that one or this fucking X Factor show. I don't know why. It's funny. 9 years in, it used to be the first couple of years it was just about the contestants. Now no one gives a shit. They know none of these kids are going to be stars. It's just what do the judges say? That's the fun part.
That's why the show is slowly going to fail.
It's still number one, dude.
I know.
At 9 years in, it's very unusual.
I said
Pick
slowly.
a show. Pick a show that's been this big at that point.
Monday Night Football?
I don't know if I would consider Monday Night Football an actual show.
How long
I think it's
did
sports.
the Ed McMahon one last? The
Star Search?
Yeah.
I never was really big because it was never even on a regular network.
Right.
I remember watching that religiously as a
Yeah.
I think what it is just something fun to watch. Like where you don't have to think about it. I think that's basically it's basically popcorn TV, like stuff you
Yeah.
don't have to think about.
And then other people see it also, so you can bring it up because, if you're like, but that kid sucked, huh? While you're standing in the elevator. Yeah, you're right. She did sing good. So I feel like we've connected.
I guess, yeah, it's like the weather of TV programming. Something for everyone to talk about.
How about this weather, huh?
God, Wednesday could have. If I had to hear the word snow on Wednesday one more time, they were acting like it was the end of the world. Make sure you make it through the day. What's going to happen? It's going to melt on my face. I may slip.
You get cold.
And then
chilly.
literally within 12 hours, everything is just completely fine. Now, yesterday, I'm walking back through Central Park, and we stopped to watch kids sledding. Best fucking thing I've seen in a while. Kids going down on these little discs, and I mean little kids, just fucking flying. No one watching them, no one making a big deal, just kids flying. But what was making me laugh, these kids were running from about 4 years old to 11. And they had a real nice hill for themselves. But it never dawned on any of the kids, once they had their ride, how to walk farther over to the right and work your way. They all walked back up the center of the hill, and I'm not fucking kidding you, were being blasted. Just fucking, somebody would come along and take them out, where if this happened to an adult, we would all be going to a hospital. But the bumps a little kid can take is phenomenal.
They're just rubbery. Everything is rubbery on them. Their skulls haven't even settled yet.
Oh, when Colin hits his head, and he has a Irish noggin, like
Yeah.
it's big.
He's got a melon.
He'll hit it, and then his big thing is he just hides. Like he doesn't even want anyone to know that
Just
he's
let him
in
suffer
pain.
his own-
Yeah,
yeah.
he just goes and hides. Don't look at me. Don't try to comfort him. Oh, it's the best. And he'll just come out with a big, knot on the side of his head. Won't mention it. He doesn't care. He just.
I kind of got raised that way, and I even feel that as an adult, if I get hurt or sick, I like to just crawl into the woods and die like an animal, away from the looks of anyone. I don't understand people who want anyone to visit them in the hospital. That would be the worst thing for me. I wouldn't want to be sick at my house and have people come into the bedroom. Hi, how are you? We heard you had a flu. Get out! Get out of here! But because you moved to a hospital, now people come over. What's wrong?
Well, the point is, when you're in a hospital, the idea is you want to visit someone you love in the event that that's when they're leaving.
That's the end of it.
Yeah. Pat hated being in the hospital. He always said, he felt everyone treated him like they were never going to see him again. But, he was there for so long that at a certain point, people felt obligated to visit. It was nice. I thought it was, a nice gesture. Meanwhile, he's sitting there with his, huge balls and a pillow made for him. Just no one shaving him or brushing his teeth. So I guess I could understand his feelings on it.
Now, I would like to say this. Everybody at 202 Friends wishes Fred Brooklyn a healthy and speedy recovery. Our thoughts and prayers are with you, Fred. Please stop complaining about 202 Friends. You have to, now this sickness thing is on scale with the adult birthday, where you have to get a get well card to someone before they realize that you like them.
Well, we should know what everyone's doing at all times. Everyone.
If I could just have a moment of silence. And by the way, okay, you're 43. I don't want to go roller skating with anyone. Whoever's 43 now, this is going to be my night. We're going out for a puppet show. Well, I'm not going to make it. I'm not going to fucking make it.
I will if there's going to be puppies.
It's puppet. There's no such thing as a puppy show.
Oh, yes, there was. Super Bowl Sunday. I love the Puppy Bowl. Of course I watch it every year. Love the hamsters, love the kittens, love the puppies.
When does it take place?
Puppies would kill them.
I watch it religiously.
Is that a halftime thing?
They play it before the Super Bowl in the afternoon, and you just watch puppies playing all afternoon, and it's the best thing ever.
I didn't have it on because I need to watch all the
pregame.
Yeah, the pregame.
It's not like the Yule log.
It's adorable.
They just broadcast that.
By the way, this is another thing I get. That Mafia Life Chris sends me constant updates of his baby pics of his kid.
Via text?
Yeah.
He sends me updates of his baby's balls. I think he's trying to entrap me.
He's trying to get Juliana married.
He's growing up, eh? You got to meet him.
Thank you, Michael J. Fox.
I can't. What am I going to do? Go to a bar, meet up with a baby? Oh, how are you? Your dad and I are friends. I go back a ways with your dad. I don't know what to say to a newborn baby.
Look at me when I'm talking to you.
Growing up, eh? What do you think of the baby? I love them all. I love them all. I think they're all adorable.
Yeah, but how about this one?
I wouldn't be able to. If I had to go find out there were a bunch of them in a room, I wouldn't be able to pick out one over the other.
I love seeing babies, so I think you just have to be a baby person for that. But when I have a baby, I don't expect everyone to run over and look at them.
I want you to go over to Chris's house and spend some time.
Ross, make sure you give this baby proper attention.
Then he would just say this.
Make sure.
There's something wrong with his thumb. I don't know what to tell you. I can't help kids with their bad thumbs. I don't know what to do.
Look
I don't
at his
wrap
thumb.
it in something.
Look at the head. He's dumb. He'll never have a silversmith career.
What have they done? What did they do to my boy?
What happened to my boy, my baby boy? They massacred him.
Like, Dave has problems with Stan, and I'm just like, that's awful. You better take off tomorrow. Other than that, I am useless.
It helps out. I'm not going to be sending you photos all the time.
I said to you to think it's the dog about 30 times. I don't know what else it could be.
Yes, it's not the dog. Thank you.
Did you check the dog, though?
Do we know for sure?
Because they have hair on them.
Yeah, I know. They do. And we've checked the dog.
They could be shedding. They could shed in the baby's nose. They shed in the baby's nose.
My baby's thumbs are all out of whack, Ron. Jesus Christ.
But see, I think there's a difference between me and you, Fez. I'll get that out there. I don't want to go to your wedding or baptism, bris, or visit you in a hospital. I don't want you to do anything for me like that either. But I do love you. And when, if we happen to bump into you, that's wonderful.
No strings friendship.
What? Is that such an awful thing?
No, it's great. I'll show up for those things just because I like them.
You show up at everything.
Yeah, because I like them. They're fun. But I don't expect anyone who doesn't like them to show up.
Now, I saw you at Swissy's wedding.
It was beautiful.
Not that I was there, but I got 400 pictures sent to me that I could purchase. There's 400 of these. Hers was the best. There were pictures of her getting dressed.
Yes.
I got to see her on her wedding day in a G-string. In these pictures.
Wow.
And that's not bad luck somehow.
It took 4 bridesmaids to try to get her in the dress. My favorite is I swear to God, arm deep under the skirt, pulling on the thing.
Yes, I've seen the pictures.
Yes, shoving her breast into the bustier part. Pat's coming up the stairs, the door was open, and her tits are all out. And everybody's like, oh, Pat's like, oh, close the door. She goes, whatever, you've seen them already. That's how we've met. And she's like, you don't have to announce this to the camera.
It is the wedding day.
Your future father and mother-in-law. It was just everywhere. It took us about an hour.
Put it in the vows.
It was just beautiful, though. She looked like a rock star. Loved her veil.
It is. Yeah, she was gorgeous, and gorgeous place she was at. And I haven't met her husband. Seems like a great guy.
Mm-hmm.
Why did you wink at me?
I did not.
I'm only teasing. All right, we got to take a break here. Fez, how many more of these live reads you got to do?
I have 4 to go.
So let's see if you can do one of them really quiet. We'll take a break. Run a Fez show.